It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you run a foundation that is dedicated to raising awareness around breast cancer. So first of all, I'd like you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about Naledi Initiative and what it does.
Thank you so much. My name is Murithi, and I'm the founder and the CEO of the Naledi Initiative, which means Morning Rising Star. And I did this in memory of my mom that I lost through cervical cancer. And Naledi Initiative is to create a platform to do more of breast cancer awareness and cervical cancer awareness, and to offer free cancer screening of these two main breast and cervical to very, very rural areas in Kenya. And we normally have medics who are volunteer, and we buy supplies and go to the rural area and screen for free. And after that, we refer them to any referral hospital for staging purposes and confirmation. And after that, also we pay for them share so that they can be able to do treatment, even if it's very minimal. And also after that, we connect them to the cancer supporting group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, awareness is very important, and sometimes people don't know what are the signs to look out for. But you're not a medic. I'd like you to share your own personal experience with your own mother. What was it like being a caregiver, and what were some of the warning signs that told you something was amiss? And then how did you take it from there so that other people can also learn what they should be looking out for?
Actually, my mom came to discover, it's a cancer on Friday, and she died on Thursday. Because my mom, she was everything. She was my mother, she was my father, and we are 6 of us. And because mom, she has never, because when I was in school, she was always saying that she has a pain, abdominal pain, and being a man, she could not really say what she was going on, especially issues because she could print a lot. So when I discovered that, and then after that, she was locked, and she was told that you have been witched, you have been cast, so just to die. And she visited many clinics to get some medication, but she was being given the painkillers and all that. Again, where I come from, accessing those kind of services was very difficult. So it's when I went home and I left the school, so that they can start, because she was going to Kibarua so that they can get some food, but she stopped going. I want to know why. So she became very weak, and she was bleeding. So it's when I started washing her clothes and all that. Then I request a vehicle to take me to an hospital. They refused because she was bleeding and stinking. So I used a lorry that carries the sand. And it's when I arrived at the hospital, I was told we need to do some checkup, what is happening. Again, I was not able to pay. I could not be able to afford. I went back with her and staying with her, and with the pain and washing her hand and all that. Then after that, I got some money, around 5,000. I took a biopsy. And it was then later discovered it was a cervical cancer malignant, but unfortunately she had already died. She died when I was holding her. So it was a 6 months of suffering. And after that is when I said, what can I do to save these mothers who are in the rural areas and they don't know the disease that is killing them, and the stigma that this disease is a curse, is a witchcraft. And that's how I left everything, just to focus on this. Because sometimes you feel abdominal pain, and you don't know what is happening. You see it's a lump, and you think it's the normal thing. So when I get those signs and be able to know to direct them to the professionals, and they tell people it's going to go and be checked.
So you've talked about stigma. Some people who are going through some of these symptoms you're talking about are very scared about coming forth because they don't know how they're going to be treated. So what message would you give to those people who already suspect there's something that is amiss, but they have symptoms that they feel they'll be stigmatized about? What should they do?
One thing is that what we normally do, because it's true whatever you are saying, actually even sometimes their husband and their partner leave them. So what I normally do is that you create a safe space for them to share and tell them this is a disease like any other. And it's good for you to be checked, because when you are checked, you can save life and you can stay for long. So either you choose, do you want to live or you want to die quickly. So it's going to be checked, because one I discovered also, it might be infections of other diseases. It may not be cancer. But if you are going to be checked and find it's a cancer or another disease, it can be able to treat it. Because one thing you have to know is if this disease is caught early stages, you save this life and you give hope. So what I normally encourage them is that you don't need to listen what people are saying. This is your health. This is your life. So you need to be concerned your life and your people that are surrounding, like your children. So I just walk with them that journey, and then I connect them with either a doctor or a psychologist who can counsel them so that they can get that, and also connect them with somebody who has gone that journey of cancer so that he can relate. And no, cancer is not a death sentence, it's not a curse, it is not witchcraft, it is a disease like any other. One you need is just courage and be checked.
Okay. Yeah. Now we're going to talk about what caregivers can do, because they also take in a lot. But before that, you've talked about the importance of screening. So as Naledi Initiative, what are you doing to ensure that more people can get access to that screening? Because cost is a very big factor. So what initiatives are you doing to make sure that mashinani, people are able to get access to these services?
Actually, that's what Naledi do, because of that. What we normally do is that we have mobilized, we have requested medics, because again, it's very expensive, we cannot be able to afford. What we have done is that to request medics to give back to the community. And once, at least 3 or 4 days per year. So what we normally do is that we go to the very rural area and use primary schools as our screening stations. So whereby everybody can be able to access it. So we now have a technical working group to help us to plan all that. Then I go to the mountain, like I've come from Kilimanjaro Whole Peak, to fundraise for 25 middle camps that we are doing at a community called Kianjai. And what we normally do is that we convert school classrooms to screening stations. And we have curtains and examination beds that women can be able, but all the supplies are free. Then we connect with the churches, and also I want to say thank you so much for Royal Media, because they give us a platform to announce it and then give it the service for us for free, so that people, the listeners, can come. And you know, per day we screen 2,000 people. And so, and we go rural, very rural, whereby people are not able to access that. But when they come, you'll get it. And they come at 4 a.m. So, and that's what Naledi is doing, that to reach to people who are not able to access these services. And we offer all that for free. Apart from that, once they are suspicious, we link them to any teaching and referral hospital for further investigation and for staging process. And when you find a very needy cases, we'll be able to work with them, pay for that staging and all that. And then we pay for share so that they can be able to access some of the chemos and all that. Because that's a big challenge. Like all rental they are doing being done in Nairobi, which is extremely expensive. Then after that, we connected them with the cancer support group. And cancer support group, this is a cancer patient, cancer caregiver, and a cancer survivor. And we meet them twice per month, whereby they narrate a story, and their story become a therapy to them. And we make sure we bring either gynecologist or a nutrition therapy that can share with them their story.
Okay, now before I ask you to tell us where we can get you, because I'm sure there are people who will really benefit from those services, tell us, clarify what a suspicious case is for that person who is listening and they're wondering what's a suspicious case.
Okay, especially for the breast. If you find that yourself, you have a nip in your breast, like a pimple, and sometimes it's go inside, please is going to go to be checked. And you find that it is in the color of the orange, please is going to go to be checked. And also if you find yourself, the breast has changed, yeah? And it changes some funny mucus, it's going to be checked for the breast. Just go to the nearby clinic and also be checked. And also sometimes we have what we call self-examination. We have to know is during when you are in the period that you need to do your self-examination, because that's when the hormones are functioning in your body. Because when the hormones goes, the body come intact again, so, and it hides itself. And remember, cancer stage 1 and stage 2, sometimes it's not painful. It's painless. Yeah, it starts because it starts eating inside. It starts becoming pain when it is stage 4 and 3. And if it is cervical, you find yourself your normal menstruations and a lot of pain and all that, it's going to be checked. And also encourage, because I know it's not a cervical cancer, but I feel that I need to pass this, that people have to know that cervical comes from HPV, which is carried by men, and it's sexually transmitted. So most of the things that we normally do when you come for this screening, they find there is a lot of infections. There's a lot of infections in your cervix. So we have a machine called the thermoablation machine. It can be able to treat them. So we do a lot of treatment, because once they treat that infection of the HPV, you're safe for some years.
You know, Robert, many times people think of breast cancer and they think of women, but then breast cancer can affect men as well, because they also have breasts. So tell us a little bit about that. Does Naledi Initiative cater to men also, and why should men also think about screening?
Thank you so much, and that's a good point. Sometimes women, because of egos, we feel that we don't have a breast. We do, and we have got one. So we do also men breast, and especially when you find yourself your small breast is swelling, and it has some pimples, strong pimple, like the one that we already discovered in the end, are very mass and very handy. So after that, we take him to the Murithi Teaching and Referral Hospital, and it was discovered it was stage 1, and the money is free. So men, I call upon men to come and be screened, and we do that. We do men the breast, and also prostate we do for prostate. And after that, we'll be able to connect to the oncologist, who is an amazing oncologist that help them to go that journey. Yeah, it's very, very important for men to come. And don't fear. This is your life. I normally say early detection can save life and give hope. Please come. Your health matters a lot. Yes.
So as we come to a close, I want you to tell me one thing. As a caregiver, many times people forget about caregivers. What tip would you give to that person who's taking care of a breast cancer patient so that they can also cope? Because it's also difficult for them.
Actually, caregivers, they are kind of interface between a patient and then doctor. And sometimes they leave everything to take care of this patient. So they carry a lot of burden. So we normally tell the caregivers, because we normally have what we call a therapy session for the caregivers. They share their story and also dancing. Like, remember you are a human being too, and you need to do what we call self-care. So one of the things you need to do is make sure you share your story with in a safe space. And also, Mahombi, prayers is very, very important. And making sure you are in the social group. Like a chama, share your story, and a close friend that you can be able to pour your pain. And also, like me, I'm a cyclist. That helps me a lot. I can cycle even 200 kilometers per day, and it helped me to offload everything and share it with your friends. And if you're a swimmer, and if you're a dancer, or when you're in the kitchen, you're cooking, dance, sing, is way of therapy, and taking in good nutrients, like making sure you take a lot of vegetables, a lot of water. And in that cancer support group, they normally have a section of discussing, so that a caregiver who has cared a patient until now he is cancer-free will be able to share the story. And out of that story, I'll capture some tips on how I can go about my patient. And also, when you have that support group, when you have an issue, you call, and they will be able to connect you. So, and that's what we normally do. And yeah, and who want to reach it to us, they can either, now we are doing a mega medical camp at, in Meru County. This time we are in Meru County on 25 at a place called Kianjai MCK. And we are already 150 doctors have signed to come. And they come, they'll be treated for free. We have an office in Meru Town, another one in Tharaka. And Meru Town is just near the Olive Garden Kemu University. You can get us there and the staff, but also they can use my, you can contact me, which is 07 20 39 12 26. And also we have our website. Go to the website, we'll see all the work we do, and then data are there, how many people we have screened, how many women we have screened, how many for cervical the breast, and all that thing.
Okay, the website is?
at www.nalediinitiative.org.
www.nalediinitiative.org. And repeat the number one last time.
0720 39 12 26. And Facebook is Naledi Initiative.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Robert.
Welcome.